Yeah, so this is totally my house. Video editing can be an enigma. With so many options and tools, how do you know what to use and when? Let's break down some common cuts and transitions you may want to use, and more importantly, why you would choose to use them.
Are you here or somewhere else, Allie?
Alicia.
I've called you Allie your whole life.
Exactly.
What changed? We used to be best friends, you know. Oh, come on! I love those plates.
That's what changed.
I get it.
Do you?
They just don't make plays like they used to.
Okay, that was awkward. What you just saw was a final edit that had many of the cuts and transitions you may want to use in your own editing. The important thing here is, they were all used for a purpose. The scene begins with a classic transition called an iris transition. This was done in post, but it mimics the opening of an iris to reveal a scene. It was used to focus the audience's attention on Alicia. The next cut we see is a J-cut. A J-cut is simply a cut where the next clip's audio comes before the video.
Are you here or somewhere else, Allie?
This is done here because we are letting the viewer see how Alicia reacts to her mom before we see her. We are setting the stage for the relationship from the introduction of her mother. She ignores her, and so does the viewer at first. We are focused on Alicia, just as Alicia is focused on Alicia. We've all seen back and forth dialogue between two characters expressed in a crosscut.
Are you here or somewhere else, Allie?
Alicia.
I've called you Allie your whole life.
Exactly.
A crosscut gives the characters equal footing and helps to establish a flow of communication between them. We hear them and we see them. It's used in this case because now the two characters are engaged with each other.
Exactly.
Welcome to the smash cut. A smash cut uses a bang or crash in the audio to accentuate a cut. We're letting the viewer feel the impact of the interruption through the cut, using sound from the scene. Little brother moment here. When Danny mimics his big sister, we're introduced to the match cut. Famously used by Stanley Kubrick in 2001: A Space Odyssey, a match cut is simply a cut that has characteristics of the cut before it. It could be composition, motion, or in this case, a facial expression.
What changed? We used to be best friends, you know.
The editor chose to use jump cuts here to help with the progression of the family meal. A simple dissolve or a time lapse could have been an option, but the choice to use jump cuts makes sense. This is an unsettled family dinner. Here's what the scene would look like with a dissolve. Gives a completely different feeling, doesn't it? The jarring feeling you get with a jump cut versus the smooth motion of a dissolve makes sense when you want your audience to feel unsettled. And of course, nobody wants to spend 20 minutes watching them eat. Although, that would have also been quite unsettling. Cuts can also be combined. Here we have a smash match cut. This was used to tie the present to the past while highlighting the violence of both acts.
Oh, come on! I love those plates.
The J cut returns here, but for a different purpose. We're connecting the two events together through a single person, the mother.
I love those plates.
This time we used a cross cut to highlight the tension in the scene. A lot is being thought between Alicia and her mother, but nothing is being said until...
That's what changed.
An L cut functions much like a J cut. Think of them visually, J and L. The shapes of the letter define the direction of the audio from the clip.
That's what changed.
Here we see a cut-in focused on the plate, which has suddenly become the focus for the entire family. Their mother moves her hands away from the plate. Pause. Did you see it? Of course you didn't. That's why it's called an invisible cut. Recently done very well in the movie Birdman, invisible cuts are meant to be masked so that the audience can't even tell they happened. The mother moves her hands, we cut, and her hands return. We made the cut without disturbing the flow of action.
I get it.
Do you?
We see a few more crosscuts, and then the story gets a little bizarre, with the family all joining a bit of a smashing of the plates catharsis. All ending with a simple fade to black. Did you like the story? Maybe you did, and maybe you didn't. We operate in a subjective world. What we do know is that each cut was a creative choice. We didn't see every cut and transition in this example, but I hope you walk away from this episode remembering that each edit should be used for a purpose and not as a crutch. Everything you put before your audience is a storytelling element, even the edits. Be sure to check the web for more editing tips and to reference your CDCs. I wasn't kidding. This is actually my house.